Okay guys, now we've all got our body position correct. The second most important thing, in my opinion, to get correct is your track position, okay? So getting your track position is equally just as important as getting your body position correct on the bike. So, okay, so we've gone into the corner, you've hit the brakes, the bike's stable, you're hanging off the bike, you've got both bum cheeks, all your body's off the bike, we're ready to enter the corner now. It's simple as this, guys. The more of the racetrack you use going in and coming out of a corner, any standard corner, whether it be 90 degree or whatever, it's the more of the track you use going in and the more of the track you use coming out makes the corner flow so much easier. You can enter so much faster and you can exit so much faster, okay? So what we're aiming for, if it's a standard 90 degree corner, let's say for example, we want to enter the corner as fast as we can, obviously, but by using every inch of the racetrack on the way in, as in get as close as possible to the white line on the outside of the circuit. When you release the brake into the corner and you want to tip in, the corner is so much easier to enter faster as opposed to the least amount of circuit you use. And so say for example you're 6 foot away from the white line on the edge of the circuit. It doesn't really sound like a lot when you're standing here talking about it, 6 foot of the racetrack. But when you're doing 140, 150 miles an hour into that 90 degree left or right hand corner, that 6 foot of racetrack is a massive, massive piece of racetrack. Hence why you see all top racers, they're searching for inches. Now they're looking to use an extra little bit of a curb or, you know, over the white lines in certain areas of the racetrack, because they're certain for tenths of a seconds and inches of the racetrack really does make a difference to top racers, the likes of MotoGP, World Superbike and BSB stars, okay? For us track day riders and club racers, just by using that extra couple of feet of the track, going into the corner or at the apex or on the exit of a corner, will really, really make a difference to how fast you can enter the corner safely and nailing that correct line, okay? So as we've said, going into the corner, use as much of the racetrack, so get as close as you possibly can to the white line. Then we want to go into the corner. Obviously you've got your correct body position, as we've said in the first video. You're off the gas, you've let go of the brake and you enter. Now the next stage of the corner, the next point, so you've hit your entry point, the next point is we're looking for the apex, okay? When we hit the apex, this means when your whole body and the bike is hanging over the curb on the inside of the corner, okay? The apex is the point of the corner which we're aiming for, whether it be a slow corner or a fast corner. That's the point where we ideally want to be getting on the gas and picking the bike up off the side of the tyre. Now, hitting the apex, again, by getting your body and your knee and your whole bike hanging over the curb, to do this, the easiest way to do it is get your wheels as close to the white line on the inside of the corner by the curb as possible, okay? So it's a pretty tricky thing to do because it all depends on what speed you're going, and obviously if you hit the curb on the inside, the chances are you will crash with lean angle. So what I always say to practice hitting apexes, go out and do it on a slower pace, a much slower pace than what you're used to, and get your body and your knee used to hanging over them curbs and hitting them spots on the inside of the corners. The easiest way to do that is aim to get your wheels to clip the white line on the inside, okay? So if your tyres and your wheels clip the white line on the inside of the corner, not clip the paint on the curb, but the white line that runs alongside it, that will give you a good indication so that when you lean the bike over, the bike and your body will be hanging over the curb. And again guys, all we're doing there is we've nicked that extra 3 foot of track on the inside of the racetrack. So the faster you go, the more this applies, especially to your fast group riders and your club racers, which is the general mistake a lot of you guys make out there, is missing apexes and not using all of the track, okay? So especially this particular video applies more so to the faster riders. The more of that racetrack you use, that extra couple of feet going into the corners, that extra couple of feet getting your body and your knee over the curb where the apex is, okay? So that's your apex. So we've hit the entry point, we've hit the apex. The third one is your exit point, okay? So body and knee is over the curb. That's the point where we want to be slowly just getting on the gas. The more you get on the gas, the more you want to pick the bike up off the side of the tyre. So it's like a double motion. The more you get on the gas, the more you pick the bike up, okay? And ideally we want the bike up on the fat part of the tyre before we really accelerate as hard as we can. Now, the easiest way to be getting on the gas hard, fast and safe out of any corner is ultimately get the bike up off the side of the tyre. Now to do that, it's so much easier by using all of the track on the exit. So if you're, again, the same as entering the corner, if you're not using all the track on the exit of the corner right out to the white line on the exit, it makes it so much more difficult to get back on the gas as hard as you possibly want. So everyone always asks me, Steve, how do you exit the corners fast and easy? Well, it's as simple as that. Just the more you want to get on the gas, the more you got to pick the bike up off the side of the tyre, the more of the track you want to use, okay? So again, if you're, say, 6 foot off the white line on the exit of a corner, but you want to get on full gas, because you've still got 6 foot of track left, it doesn't sound like a lot as we're standing here chatting again, but that 6 foot of racetrack is a massive piece of track which will enable you to get on the gas so much harder and safer, okay? So it's the entry point, apex and your exit is the 3 main dots on any corner that we're aiming for, and ultimately we want to link them 3 dots up as fast as possible, but the more of the track we use, the easier and simpler it becomes. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because the only time I would not use all of the circuit on the exit of a corner is if there's a faster section afterwards. So if it's one corner linked straight into another one, but there's a bigger gain to be had in the next corner, I will sacrifice a little bit of speed on the exit of the slower corner that I'm in, because I know the next one is a much faster gain. So I'll set myself, maybe go slightly slower into the corner before, set myself up for a faster exit. Okay, so there's a small sacrifice. I've gone in a little bit slower, but I'm accelerating out faster because there's a bigger gain on the faster corner, which is the next one. Okay, so that's the only time I wouldn't use all of the track on the exit. So what I'm saying, guys, is you don't, on every single corner, you don't go in and use all the track, hit your apex, and then use all of the track on the exit on every single corner. That would be wrong of me to say to do that, because the only corners where we don't use all the track on the exit are the ones where there's a bigger gain in the next one, okay? So it's always that small sacrifice. And again, there's nothing like paying for a bit of tuition for somebody to show you the correct lines and where is the right spots to be hitting, and where are them areas where not to use all the track on the exit, because there's bigger gains from the next corner, okay? So there you have it, guys. That's the basics on using all of the racetrack and the importance of using all of the racetrack. Them 2 things, the body position and your track position, they both work hand in hand. So they're the 2 main key areas where we want to be getting right first, okay? So again, best of luck, guys, and I hope it goes well.